In other news tonight, it is a crisis in Cincinnati, and many of our city leaders admit that more has to be done.
Well, because we're reporting on it over and over again each week. Youth violence is claiming the lives of children and sending teenagers to prison. Tonight, we're focusing on the kids and teenagers committing the violence. WLWT News 5's investigative reporter Jatera McGee has part 2 of our exclusive investigation tonight.
Mike and Cherie, it's happening across the city and in the suburbs, but the majority of the murders are happening within city limits, specifically the poorest communities. We cross-check the neighborhoods where the most kids are being killed with where the most kids are charged in killings going back to 2017. 4 made both lists: Avondale, South Fairmount, East Price Hill, and Westwood. These are the faces you don't often see. Juvenile offenders initially shielded from the public. But when a juvenile's case moves to adult court, their identities are no longer protected. Their innocence often already gone.
It definitely is feeling very overwhelming.
As Hamilton County Juvenile Court sees more teens charged in shootings and homicides, judges have a dilemma, juggling accountability, rehabilitation, and community safety. Carrie Bloom is the administrative judge. She's sometimes criticized for being too lenient.
Accountability is really, what does society want to see? Society wants to see them locked up, wants to call that accountability, and maybe that's right. When we talk about rehabilitation, we talk about really building a kid up.
Many juvenile offenders are coming of age in neighborhoods where videos like this of kids flashing guns aren't uncommon.
I always think, what if we didn't move to Evanston? You know, or what if he didn't go to this school? Or
Jessica Martin believes who her son Jaden Mormon grew up around changed the trajectory of his life. Part of the reason his current address is the London Correctional Institution. At 16, he was sentenced to 15 years. He didn't pull the trigger in a 2021 robbery attempt that turned deadly, but he drove his friend who did. An innocent 31-year-old lost his life. Jaden and the shooter temporarily lost their freedom.
when he was here, he was like my little boy, you know, so it's definitely took a toll on all of us.
I requested and reviewed court cases dating back to 2017. Every time a juvenile was charged with murder, manslaughter, reckless, or vehicular homicide. Of the offenders serving time in prison, all but one of them are black boys.
And family and community cannot continuously turn a blind eye to what we're seeing.
Retired Cincinnati police officer and current city councilman Scotty Johnson says the current level of violence should be a wake-up call.
We know there are a lot of contributing factors to where we are. Racism, poverty, all of that plays a part, but we cannot turn a blind eye to the realism of what we're seeing in the black community.
Some juveniles are facing charges in multiple shootings and homicides. Michael Medeiros was indicted in 3 murders at 16. At 14, Makeem Thomas was indicted in 4.
That was a murder for hire gang that he was involved in.
Hamilton County Prosecutor Melissa Powers.
They were responsible for 30% of the homicides during a 6-month period.
Thomas and Medeiros are charged as adults. They'll face much harsher penalties if convicted. The maximum sentence in juvenile court is release at age 21. Our investigation found 40% of teens charged in Hamilton County homicides stayed in juvenile court. 60% were transferred to adult court. There were 12 juvenile murder cases bound over to adult court in 2021, more than 6 times the year before. 8 have been bound over in 2022 cases so far, and 2023 cases could outpace that.
When that child gets out, we have created something worse.
Ohio's Supreme Court says transferring youth to adult court can have long-lasting negative impacts, including increased chance of reoffending, physical and sexual abuse in prison, inability to access appropriate education, and increased risk of suicide.
All of those things sound like a disaster.
It does sound like a disaster. It does. But what are our other options? What is the solution?
And that's the question many are searching for an answer to. What are the solutions that will work in Cincinnati? Many officials and attorneys will tell you and admit there aren't great options for dealing with kids who kill. And if that's the case, meaningful prevention efforts matter even more. Jatera McGee, WLWT News 5.